So we want to take that off here and put this on. Okay, so now we talked about integrity. So the other one we talked about was empathy. Empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, plays a crucial role in building meaningful connections and fostering compassion, right? We talked about, the things that we need to be doing more of, and we see it across the board in every facet of life. There's a lack of empathy, man. People just don't care. People just conduct themselves in manners, man, that are so off-putting, that are so aggressive, right? We're like, living is just not even important anymore. I'm going to take an L for what? For what? Like, you got a family home. You have other people who depend on you, but you want to take an L because you don't want to understand somebody's circumstance. Move on. Right? And talked about here, engage in activities that expose you to different viewpoints and experiences, such as reading diverse literature or volunteering in community services. You don't want to get nothing back to community? Nothing? Not a thing? All that the community has given you, you want to give none to it. Human beings limit the availability of things that are available within the community because what they do is just destroy things. Yeah, you can't go out and play basketball in some communities because it's only a matter of time before the bullets get to flying. And those are the things that be hitting the backboards. But men can change that. Yeah, men. The same presence in those places that bring violence are the same ones that can bring an end to it by conversation. Right? Understanding. Don't say you have to embrace it. Street life is street life. Street culture is street culture. If you're not part of street culture, you are part of street life because you live there, because you travel through them. So you need to be having the conversation. It's not justifying. It's not an excuse, but you need to talk to our folk who are out in the street. Maybe it's something that you can offer them, right? But most importantly, we need to put an end to this now. And we can. We know who they are. Why aren't you having conversations with them? Just take one at a time. Each one can take one, then teach one, and help build that person into who they desire to be, not who they think they deserve to be because of the circumstance they've been placed in. I talked about listening to other parties, political parties. How much time do you spend listening to the Democrats if you're a Republican? I guess we all should listen to the Democrats. Hell. But if you are a Democrat, how many Republican candidates have you listened to? Other than what you see in terms of the propaganda spread, have you gone to other radio stations, other podcasts, and listened? Have you? What are you afraid of? Are you just locked into, well, because I'm black, I'm supposed to be listening to the Democrats? Well, we already chose a candidate. Yeah, the masjid told us who we're going to pick. The synagogue told us who we're going to pick. The religious institutions involved in directing because you're part of, and then you go, because if you go against that and we find out, we're going to put you on blast and we're going to humiliate and embarrass you. You know how Nicki Minaj got up there with, DT and, flexed a little bit. Now she's like ousted. She done lost her black card. Like y'all have that much damn authority that you can take somebody's black card. Come on, people. That's where the problem is. You're too damn arrogant to accept the facts. You regurgitate what somebody else says and you accept that as your facts. Huh? Come on, man. How many non-blacks do you have conversations with? How many non-whites, if you're white, do you have conversations with to get an understanding? Because what you're getting in this propaganda is not going to do anything but make you hate even your damn self. That's the design. But what's stopping you from listening to other stations? I grew up. I'm a 60s baby, right? I grew up listening to all kinds of music. Yeah. Gil Scott, Joe Cocker, Rolling Stones, Barbra Streisand, Nancy Wilson, Nina Simone, and the list goes on. Most of the stations before black radio stations came about. So it was good music. Everybody was dancing. Everybody was having fun. Still filled with hate, still having fun, still living their lives. Now it's different. Right? How many of you have even delved into real music, let alone music by anyone that's not black? Right? Got pulled into this mumble rap crap. Even R&B sounds like shit. Come on, man. Come on. There's no artistry out there anymore. Right? But empathy, listening to the other sides. Listening to the other sides. How many of you even listen to my music? If I don't play it on the show, that's the only time most of you hear it. It just ain't in your lane. But it's a message. So other than do me, baby, or hit a nigga, kill a nigga, knock a nigga out, what else are you listening to? Think about it. What else are you listening to? You play it on your car just because. And they laden it with some informational sessions. They talk about the blame. You know, they point your fingers. Oh, here we go again. You know, they done did this to us again. They done did this to us. They done did that to us. That's all we hear on black media. That's all I hear. I'm 65 years old. Don't tell me what I haven't heard. Don't tell me what you are talking about. I've listened to the stations. It's blame, complaining, and blame. That's all it is. That's all it is. You don't want to hear that. That's fine. You don't have to hear that. There's nothing different. Every time you listen to black media, it's always about the narrative. Because we don't own the station. Therefore, you got a narrative that you need to stick. No, we're not talking about that. You don't think it's control? Okay, keep believing that. You don't want to hear. You don't want to listen. You don't want to. And it's keeping you hostage. Listen to other people, man. Listen to other sides, man. Right? Everybody want to call this person and I keep bringing this up, man, because, you know, Donald Trump was around for a long time. I lived in Philly, grew up in Philly. He started building the casinos over in Jersey. We frequented the casinos. You know, as soon as one person resists the changes happening in Atlantic City, and the person happens to be black, they turned it into racist. You know, but that it's moments like that continue to happen, right? He didn't want to, according to the narrative, he didn't want blacks living in any of the properties that he was establishing. Well, how many of y'all want us living in the properties? Think about it. You want to be honest? How many of us have properties and want to rent to our folks? Because if you're in the business, you've seen the conditions. And don't run behind now talking about, yeah, well, we ain't the only ones. That's not what I'm talking about. If we say it, it's cool. If somebody that don't look like us say it, oh, they're racist. But you didn't hear nothing about this man being racist until he threw his hat in the ring. People who don't look like us don't have to express themselves about us in the way that we prefer to. Who are you? But you can sit around all day long and you can talk about whites in any way you want to, and you're looking for, yeah, I'm telling you, yeah, you're looking for support. It talked about that in this article, right? Right? You need to cultivate empathy, practice active listening. Active listening. That means, and listen and hear what's being said. And you'll find that many of us are saying the same thing that non-blacks are saying, but non-blacks are being called racist when they say the same thing. You need to pay attention to what's going on around you, like the looming war in Iran that they're diverting our attention from by other things, right? Because you don't listen, because you're too busy listening to the black radio station. Number 3, here we go. Resilience. We're talking about the core value of resilience. Resilience, to the article. Resilience refers to the ability to adapt and bounce back from adversity. Psychological research underscores the importance of resilience in promoting mental health, success, and overall well-being. Building resilience often involves reframing challenges as opportunities for growth. Cultivating a positive mindset, practicing self-care, and building a network, a supportive one, is essential. Mindfulness and stress management techniques can also contribute to resilience. All of that's on you. It's all on you. Vitaly Shapovalov, thanks for tuning in. D'Emmanuel Royal, thanks for tuning in. Margaret Williams, 565, thanks for tuning in. So you have to begin to look at you. Refers to the ability to adapt and bounce back from adversity. You have to define what adversity is, right? Because until, and let's pull it up, because see, like the dictionary is something else that goes unused, right? It goes unused. And the dictionary is one of the most important books that you can have on hand. Yeah, it used to be the encyclopedia, right? The dictionary, and whatever your good book was, whatever your preference was, right? Think about it. The Encyclopedia Britannica took you through all the world. You could actually read the encyclopedia and just get lost. Yeah, actually feel like you're there. Today, you don't get none of that stuff, right? You ain't none of that stuff. The dictionary. You pick up the dictionary, you learn to understand words. I keep the dictionary handy when I'm writing songs and I want to say certain things, because you got to kind of make sure to lyrically adapt. You got to make sure that you know what the word means. So one adept, one fully skilled or well versed in anything. A proficient, right? That's the noun, and the adjective is well skilled, completely versed, thoroughly proficient, right? So I used the word and I looked the words up. So now adversity, the state of adverse conditions, state of misfortune or calamity. A noun. What is a noun? A person, place, or thing, right? So you got to put that in one of those slots. An event that is adverse, right? So the thing is where we're going to group that. And it goes there because there are events that happen all the time. As soon as you wake up in the morning, that's the first event. That's the first event. Then you have whoever lives in your household. Those are other events. Encounters with your family members, encounters with your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever. These, right, are events. It is the contacts that you have with these, first and foremost, that determine how the rest of your day is going to go. Yeah. You encounter your children, you engage them in what capacity? What do you do with them? What do you say to them when they get ready to go out the door to go to school to learn? What do you put on their minds? How do they bounce back? How do you help them bounce back from having a difficult night, nightmare, bedwetting, restlessness? How do you help them with those things? See, because if you aren't conditioned, if your house is not in order, how can you help them? What kind of day are they going to have? What happens on the ride to school, the wait for the bus? What do you do to help shape that, reshape the day for them? Well, it's difficult to do that when you're making it about you, because it's all about how you feel. So you're hurried. You woke up late. So you're all in your own stuff. How do you overcome that? How do you overcome that? And then when you factor in, well, the difficulty in raising the child alone, right? Madison Pagui, good morning. How y'all doing? Right? So you got to factor all this is all the stuff that's happening, and you just woke up. You just woke up. Your spirit just re-entered this vessel, and you're trying to get it up and wake up and wiping your eyes, and as you start coming to, because you know your spirit goes at night. That's a whole nother show we're going to have. Yeah, returns to the creator. Then it comes back, and you see after about 40 minutes you being woke, you start seeing the body fill back in, and you know, start flexing up a little bit, right? But all these things have been happening. So this is where you have to begin to work. And this is what it talked about here, about not making it seem like it's something that's happening to you, but more of, here it is, building resilience often involves reframing challenges as opportunities, right? So instead of getting up and feeling frustrated because, damn, I'm still here, right? This is real. I'm still here. I'm still in this position. I'm still in this condition. I still have to get through this day with all of this stuff in me. Yeah. I still have to get through this day with all of this. I didn't want children, but I have children. I have children, but I have a father who's just not involved, or I have a father who I don't like, and we're always at one another's neck, right? I don't put him out. I don't leave because, like, well, this is the financial support that's needed in order to do this. Not looking at the fact that you can do it with or without. One way or another, it's going to get done. If one was immediately removed, you'd get it done. This is what we're talking about when we talk about the resilience and bouncing back from adversity. Adversity is the event of the person no longer there, and you have to do it. You have to do it. So how do you bounce if you're flat? That's what you have to look at. That means that you always have to keep yourself inflated with positivity, right? Positive affirmations around in the common areas where you are. Calling people who are positive, not somebody necessarily who is your homie, your friend, your lover, because they have a different position. They also have a narrative, right? For you. There's a reason why they're in this relationship with you. But you expect those things that you need, that positive affirmation, you expect that from them, but sometimes it's like it's a stretch for them to get it out because their life is similar in nature to you, which is why y'all befriended one another in the beginning, because of the commonality. So why do you have somebody who is at the same level of you, right, in your circle? Stop justifying it. Stop saying, oh, like, well, damn, we grew up together. Like, that's my homie. I ain't going to leave my homie behind. But what is your homie doing to elevate themselves? Because if you keep trying to elevate them and they're on empty, it's not going to be long before you're empty too. And if you have a lot of empty people around you, you're not going to get anything. And you're going to find yourself 5, 10, 20 years from now in the same condition because you have the same emptiness around you. This ain't got nothing to do with the fact that we were friends for a long time. We went to school together. Oh, we still cool, but I got to keep it moving. And if your friend, your homie, your lover, whatever starts to feel like, well, like you done grew up, you blowing up and, all this. And you know what? Maybe maybe it's time to move on from that relationship. Because again, everybody has their agenda for why they befriend you. Being friends doesn't necessarily mean we're going together. Not going together, but going together. You need to understand that. It makes you my friend because I stay in the same condition. It makes you my friend because we sold drugs on the corner together. Now you want to giddy up. You want to go to school. You want to do this and you do that. We saw movies of how that ends for many, right? Oh, they didn't just come up with that movie on their own. That's real life. That's real life. And when you in it, when you in that life, no, what you doing? What do you mean you going to school? What do you mean you taking up a trade? What do you mean you tired of doing this? We were supposed to be stacking so I can tell you how many people I know who was in it, supposed to be stacking. That's how it starts. I'm a stack. But you never get a chance to stack because when you start getting that paper in, it starts giving you liberties that you didn't have before because your ass was broke. Now you got some daily paper coming. You can go anywhere you want, anytime you want. And you never get there. So, and that's everybody around you. That's where everybody is going. That's where all the empty vessels go. All the empty vessels go that way. This ain't got nothing to do with friendship. I am your friend for whatever reason I have established it as, and you need to find out, well, why are we friends? You need to very directly answer that because you're dragging around something that has been given a title that is a very intimate title. They probably don't deserve it. Most of the people that I was around were just associates. Most of the people in my life are associates. The amount of friends that I have, and that's not the whole number. It might be there because I don't give that to everybody, right? You have people around you who ain't going nowhere. They're going to stay right where they at. I talk to guys about it all the time in the institutions. How long you been down, man? 10 years. You've been back to the hood. I know you have, and you've been back down the way. What they doing? The same thing they was doing when I went away 10 years ago. And some of them wearing the same clothes they was wearing 10 years ago. But yet and still, when you get the pass to go out, when you say, I'm keeping you from seeing your family, when you get the pass to go see your family, I see the family who you miss most. See the other family, the real family, your child, the mother of your children, your aunt, your uncle, your mother, the people that like to hold you accountable. Those are the ones that you avoid because you want to continue to be unaccountable. You don't want to be reminded about when you were unaccountable. So when you're around the homies, nah, ain't no accountability. Yo, this is what's up. Take this, man. You can come up and you know what I'm saying, get that thing back, man. You know what I'm saying? So I started learning where the family was on the corner. So I had to start teaching family all over again. You understand? Psychological research, back to the article, underscores the importance of resilience in promoting mental health. Let's stop with that one. Mental health. When is the last time you looked at your mental health? Do you even know what you would be looking for? I can help you. It starts with the morning wake up. It starts with how much motivation do you have inside of you, not outside of you. What is motivating you inside to get up when that alarm clock goes off for the second time, for the third, for some? What is motivating you? What is pushing you? Think about it. You've been at the same job all this time. You know what's required for upward mobility, yet you haven't done it. You know that a high school diploma is the first key to the first door. That's ground level, entry level. You know that. Yet, I can tell you how many dudes and sat women, men that sat in front of me done did more than 5 years in prison, in jail. No high school diploma. Kick and scream the whole time when we're saying, yo, you need to, when we mandate it, then it's a whole nother kick and scream episode. But you just said that this is what you want to do. You said when you go home, you're going to do things different. Doing things different is doing the same thing, the same plan that you had before. I'm going to just stay home. Stay with my kids, the children's mother, my family. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not. And get a job. Well, you had all of those things the last time. And you came in. You got the same plan. They may contribute. They may contribute to your difficulty. And you have to accept that. You're born into your family. You may have to accept that I got to stay away from them. You may have to get a different home plan. Because you don't need the additional stress. After you just did a stretch of structure. And then you come out and you go to an unstructured environment. And you have to stop acting like that didn't affect you. You got in, you got on the horse, and you rode the horse the whole distance. So it wasn't that ride. It was the release. It was the release for most folks. And most folks don't want to see that. Most folks don't want to see that. You were in some animal houses. Then you went to romper room. Maybe if you had a chance to go through reentry. But you're still in the animal house. Because there's a whole lot of folks who don't want to do right. But it's a whole lot of folks who ain't going to classes, who ain't interested in classes, right? And that's where the problem comes in. And because you have adhered to that environment, you have adhered to the culture of nothingness, right? Not having to do with the institution, but the nothingness of those who are around you, because they are the same Negroes around you that you're around in the street. So you just like kind of relocated temporarily, unless you got a life sentence. But it's a matter of, it's usually part of the reason why so many go back. And I always tell the guys and the ladies, you don't have a problem going home. You got a problem staying home, right? That's how you keep coming back into the institutions, because you don't know how to stay home. You keep going around the same emptiness, and it's your choice. It's nobody else's choice. It's your choice to go around the emptiness. The ones that been there, they were on the corner the whole time. You were on the block. You were up in the dorm. They've been on the corner the whole time. You got choices. You can take education. You can take GED. You can take ABE, which is adult basic education. You can learn how to read. You can do all these things yourself. I remember, I think it was back in 2009, 2008, 2009. I was doing I don't know if it was a workshop or whatever, but I had a guy come up to me after the class, and he said, Brother Sabir, tell me this. How do I tell my child? Now, mind you, this dude he's a 40-year-old man. How do I tell my son that I can't read? He said because his son was always asking him to do homework with him. And he would always act like his pager went off, his phone, whatever it was, rang. And he would always find a way to not do it and tell him to go ask whoever was in the crib that could help. He said, how do I tell him I can't read? I said, just tell him. Sit down and learn together. That's a bond that you can never, ever, ever break, because he's seeing that you admitting to the fact, acknowledging the fact that you can't do something to him, knowing that he expects you to know it all. And here he's able to help you learn how to read, and y'all learn how to read together. Yeah. It's a lot out there to contend with. Now, because I'm still on mental health, what happens when you know you can't read? You can stand in front of everybody and talk all this good Gucci stuff, right? But you can't read. How does that feel at night? When it's quiet. Whenever it gets quiet. Huh? And you get up under the cover, pull the blanket over your head, shutting out the noise. But it's not the noise outside of you. It's the noise in your head. The fear kicks in. Some people self-sabotage and wind up getting another hit that have to stay longer. But they can't keep you past your max out time. The fear. See, that's something that is seldomly spoken about, because a lot of these folks coming out of institutions are scared to death. Wait a minute now. You want to start talking about them being scared of? Let's talk about what we endure, and we're on the other side of the fence. In the so-called free world, right? See, you have to really ask yourself, what side of the fence is the better side? I can tell you firsthand, I feel safer in a prison than I do on the street. See, I've never been one of them people who've been disrespectful towards another person. I haven't had a physical fight with anybody since 1977. You understand? Because I don't conduct myself in that manner. But there are people who encounter different situations and they react or respond to them in a manner that they don't need to. That's all I have. You understand? If I'm about that life, that's all I have. That's my reputation. I got to clap back. I got to let you know. This is 33rd. That's all I know. Just think about that for a minute. That's all I know. And that's why the cycle continues. It's not always about somebody don't want to do right. It's about I'm around all the wrong. Reentry programs are so piss poor in their duties. And this is across the states, United States. Right? Because people who are doing this, they're not looking at the whole picture. They're not looking at the whole picture. You can't keep doing psychotherapy and don't know how to close a person up. There's a lot of services being provided where people are being opened up in treatment and not closed before they leave. And they leave out with just as much pain and suffering that they when they came in. It's like, well, wait a minute, I thought that got worse. So when we have community stakeholders and others talking about you don't get this and you don't get that. Oh, wait a minute, back up. There's more to all of this. It's about the level of honesty that a person, right, enters with. It's the level of personal commitment that the person has once getting into treatment services, right? You can't keep, I don't trust nobody. I don't trust anybody either, but I got to move on. I got to get this done. There's a lot that happens for individuals who come inside, especially when you talk about men. Men don't want to hear nothing from another man. Especially if you're black like me and you're encountering others who look like me, because now you got to break through. Before you even get to them, you got to break through this stigma, right? Oh, you're a brother trying to keep us down too. Are you part of the system? Yeah. I had a white guy, he was an affiliate. I forget what group he was part of. Him and I would have conversations. You know, I did a therapeutic community training with all of them, and a lot of things would come up for people, you know, when you're doing therapeutic community training, because therapeutic community is using community as the method of treatment, right? And, you know, he often talked, you know, about like trying to work through certain things. And, he said to me one day, he said, Mr. Leem, you know how the black guys see you in here? Right? He said, because I'll be listening, I'll be paying attention to stuff. And we just talked about that, right? And empathy, right? He said, most of them see you as like being white because you're part of the system. And we talked, and he began to understand some things. I told him, I said, listen, I've been doing this, for a while. And I said, I've been hearing the same thing. I said, but that's a way of thinking that has to change, because it keeps that person in that kind of mindset of being black or white. And being black or white is a terrible way to live, because you never see the fruits of your labor, right? Because you're so preoccupied with the narratives that people are put in front of you, as you have eaten and consumed and saturated yourself with for so long that you can't move beyond that. Yeah. Interesting conversations. Again, when you're practicing empathy, you learn a lot of things about what others think. What others think. Right? What you do in the community, what you do in this group, and you're around these people. This is what this group's narrative is, and then when you start seeking to change, and you start with asking questions, and he would ask a lot of questions about Black life, and talked about his experience. I had a conversation with a tattoo artist, and we were talking about, he's an admitted white nationalist. He never had no issue. And we talked about the same damn things. I said, yeah, well, I got jumped. I used to get jumped going back and forth to school by the white kids and the teens in the community, even sometimes adults. He said, yeah, I was jumped too by blacks. We had those conversations. Hold on. This TikTok always wants to how you detect inactivity. Now y'all want to end. Y'all kill me with this, TikTok. We have detected inactivity. Y'all see me sitting here? Now, the live will end in 5 minutes. Come on, where's the puzzle thing? Come on, give me the puzzle. You'll take 5 minutes to show me the puzzle. But we were both talking, and I'm saying like, well, this is what happened to me, and he was like, well, this was happening to me too, and they were the same things happening to me that was happening to him as a white kid by blacks. And so we were both like pretty much, and we always had respectful conversations. And we had a lot of conversations, not a lot, but we talked about, why is the other part of the puzzle? We talked about we were talking about DEI, diversity and inclusion and all that stuff, and talking about what that meant for him, to him, in his. Let me shut up for a second. Hold on, y'all. I got to put this puzzle. All right. We were both having the same exact conversation, in essence. One from a white nationalist perspective. It doesn't make a difference whether he's nationalist or not, but that's important to understand that the diversity of your conversations, right? That because the conversation can still be had, but when you're so full of hate, you don't want to hear the other side, right? Because it cuts through you like a knife. It cuts down to the bone. Like, why do you hate people who don't look like you so much? Right? And like the nationalists, he could have taken a position of hating blacks. There's no inkling of it in interaction. What I do is what I do. Who I am is who I am. So what? I never said that I hate black people. He never said that. That wasn't part of the narrative. It's not that I hate blacks. It doesn't have anything to do with that. I'm pro-white. Like, we raise our fists as blacks, talking about power to the people, and then all of a sudden they raise their fists and they're racist. Like, come on. It's just, it doesn't make sense, right? So the mental health, that all ties into mental health. When you're running around and you're thinking that somebody hates you that doesn't hate you, but somebody told you that, and everybody in your circle, that's all they keep telling you. And you keep feeling like, for real, like the white man is keeping me down. And I always say to them, anytime anything got interrupted in my life, it was because of what I failed to do. So anyway, going back to no high school diploma, can't read. I don't read that well, is what most say, because that's what makes them feel included in the rest of society. I just don't read that well. I know how to read. And then the attitude that comes with that, because I got to defend myself. You don't know. See, these are the kind of things that the formerly incarcerated have to contend with within themselves every day, and you come back out to the same thing. It's like this, you just go somewhere else, but you find the easiest place to go, because I just want to get out of here. I got to be free. I get all of that. But you got to work on that other stuff, right? Because we who are on this side of the fence have to deal with it too, man. We have to deal with it too. We have to deal with eggs costing $12 a dozen. We have to deal with gas costing almost $5 if you a gallon if you're driving something that takes 91 or above. We have to deal with all of that. We have to deal with the conflicts and confrontations amongst the parties that have nothing to do with us. But yet here we are looking at another shutdown, partial or not. It doesn't make a difference. They saw it coming and did nothing to stop it. Right? So yeah, it's life is not easy at all. We get taxed for everything. You make $75,000 a year, and how much of it that really belongs to you? Well, that Snickers you ate, yeah, you got that. So you got to keep buying food, get non-taxable items to actually see how much you actually held on to. Oh, we got to deal with that too. So when you look at resilience, right, you have to, and I keep saying this, you have to take care of yourself, and you have to take care of your mental health, and you have to start looking at, am I eating too much? Is my eating habit, is my smoking cigarette habit, is my drinking alcohol and these other things, are these things replacements for what I feel inside? Right? How many people out there are actually smoking marijuana because they are actually filled with anxiety? They're actually so stressed out about having to deal with all these things. Oh, you don't know about that. I used to be one of those people. From 84 to 94, I was totally out of my mind, in a whole different place. Yeah, I said I would never sell drugs on the block. I was always the dude, I was always mobile. I was at the club, at the after hour spot, yada, yada, yada. You come to the crib, but never, yeah, it was, right? When you're tired, you're tired, right? I just walked away one night. I told my man, I'm not coming back. He thought I meant that night. Nah, I'm not doing this no more, man. Got to watch out for the police. Got to watch out for the sticker boys. You got to keep putting it in you every day, all day to keep on going. You got to keep making money to keep, making enough to put it. Then it says, so resilience and promoting, that's mental health. Now we're looking at success. How successful can I be? I'm around the same people, right? We have mentoring programs. Why the hell do we need a program? This is some societal bullshit. It's just enough. Listen to what I'm saying to you, people. Listen to what I'm saying. This is one more of those things that the Democrats keep saying that we need all this money for, and they keep giving all this money to mentoring programs, right? Listen to what I'm saying. Hear me out. They keep giving all this money to mentoring programs, right? When all it is you just need to take personal responsibility for your life and take accountability for these little young folk running around here who just need somebody to be in their ear. Spend a few dollars to take them to the movie. I had my neighbor took me to the pool hall, right? I was 12, 13 years old in the pool hall. That became my hustle. Yeah, on the table. I can still see. Right? That became my hustle. He took me to the Atco Speedway. The first time I was able to see stock cars racing, funny cars racing. I even went over into the pit, met some of the drivers, the owners of the vehicles. Right? Used to sit me out. I used to sit on the bucket while he was doing maintenance on his car, putting headers on, changing this and changing that. And he was always talking while he was doing it. And I was always listening because, he was telling me about how to wax a car. And I thought you just put the wax on, wax off, right? No, you put it on, then you get the hose with the cold water and you seal it in, and then you wipe it down again. Yeah, then you wipe it down again. Yeah. You get the dust off of it. Make sure you get the stuff out of the crevices. Now you just, afterwards, you dry it off, you wipe it down again, and before it cools, you get yourself some ceramic spray, and you stop being cheap with it, right? It ain't Vaseline. Take it, spray it on, and just wipe it once. Spray it on, just wipe it once, right? And go around the whole car, right? And see the shine that stays on that car, right? I learned all those things when I was, like I said, early teens, probably around 12, 13, 11, between 11 and 13, right? Listen, I'm trying to tell you. So success. I was working. My Uncle Frank had me working. I was like 9, 10 years old. Learning how to put the chemical in the handheld exterminating thing. You know, back in the day they had to pump it. They still have them today too. Some places you pump it up. It showed me how much water, the ratio of water versus chemical. You know how to spray along the baseboards and not people's furniture and curtains. I was out behind the lawnmower pushing the lawnmower. Again, around the age 9, 10 when I started. My mother was teaching me how to iron my clothes, right? Teaching us how to cook, some of the simple things, right? Right? So these things are important. But I was beginning to see what success looked like in the sense that I was doing things. I was getting things done. I was learning things. I was learning. Most of the kids today are not involved in enough of anything. You have recreation centers right in the community. Nobody's holding the city responsible for getting them things cleaned up. Nobody in the city, in terms of residents, are going in there and, you know, doing free workshops, free classes and things like that. Or even, you know, classes that may cost a little bit of something, craft classes and things like that. That's a community center. They used to allow you to do things in it. Then they started changing it over the years. Then they just shut it the hell down because they can't afford to pay staff to come in there and do that. They can't get community volunteers. But I'm having a party, I bring my own security. See, a lot of things that we're looking for funding for, right? We're supposed to be doing anyway. The Democrats have taken it as a means to toss us some crumbs so we can feel like they're doing something for us. Mentoring programs suck. There's no need to have a mentoring program. Stop. And when they fail at it, they're the ones who start another program doing something else similar, and they get funding for it again because they have experience with that kind of money. I got a $10,000 block grant that I applied for myself, was awarded. But I can't get the 50. I can't get the 100,000 and then some because I've never received that amount before. But I just gave y'all all of the receipts down to the coin because that was the requirement. There was no misappropriation of funds. There was no nothing. That should have opened the door for the $50,000, $100,000 grant. I got to keep getting 10. So it doesn't make sense. And the company that used to have the mentoring program, well, now they got another type of program that's supposed to help with families, right? They got, because they got awarded, they had the 100,000, right? Oh, they were found not guilty in the misappropriation of funds, so they were able to get it again because, you know, they were found not guilty. So they get it again. And then they don't do anything. It's like every table you come to in the community settings, when it comes time to stop the violence and stop this and do that, it's the same damn people at the table. But the federal government keeps giving them the same money because they did it before. And then 20 years later, they're all going to jail, going to prison for stealing the money. It goes on every day. But here we have a certain group of people, right, who you see in the news, who have been getting all this money, right? They're of significance to bring to prison, to bring to justice, because they're illegal. But everybody here who's been getting it, and especially if you in the city and you know some people, because that's another thing it comes down to. You keep getting that same money, but you have no relevant services. So when you look at mental health, if I live in the community, if I'm struggling with trying to find a job, to do better, to see what success looks like. Well, success ain't been shown to me anywhere because nobody's doing a damn thing to help me. Reentry programs, you come out and all they doing is getting you community service, but it's no real support. There's no trade, right? It should be trade, cahoots, right? I'm a clinician. Why can't I do a class once a week? 1 hour a week class and teaching somebody how to prepare for certification. You got plumbers, you got electricians, you got all these people who can volunteer their time. Oh, you know what? At a community rec center, at a boys club, boys and girls club, right? All of these things, there's no imagery of success for most of our folks. And overall well-being. Now, these are just resilience in promoting these three things: mental health, success, and overall well-being. How good am I going to feel about myself when I can't go to a rec center? My neighbors don't come out and talk to me. They so full of judgment, right? And keep telling me, I'm going to pray for you. How about praying with me? Right? How about sitting out here and just talking to me? Right? Because that's part of prayer, isn't it? Huh? Giving them hope. Instilling hope within them? Are you so selfish it's just all about me? I don't know what you're practicing. Building resilience often involves reframing challenges as opportunities for growth, right? We talked about that. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. You understand? It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. The anger that you feel is a natural human response to what's going on, right? You have to ask yourself, you're getting angry, but what are you doing to bring that to reframe, in essence, reframe that in a manner that you can better understand why this is happening. After a while, once you have so many people feed the narrative of this is happening to you because you're black, this is happening to you because you're poor, this is happening to, when you have that constantly, you believe it. Why? Where's your perception of success coming from? Everybody around me is still doing the same thing. So you're not going out there having them around you. There's nothing in the community. There's no jobs. You have to look at, on average, how many people transition from state correctional institutions back home, prisons, jails, always have releases. Where are they going to? Where are they going to? Where? What are they coming home to? What? All of this. So I always hear a lot of people keep talking about, their resilience. You know what I'm saying? I used to get high for all these years. Look at me now. There, but by the grace of God, could be I, and this, that, and the other. Resilience is beyond that. It's beyond that. If you're not connected, if you're not linked to the right power, it's going to keep looking like this. It's going to keep looking like this. It's never going to change. I grew up in Wilson Park Project in South Philly. Lived out there from 1965 to 1978. From there, I headed up to North Philly. Yeah, spent some years in North Philly. From there, headed up to Logan, Hunting Park, right, for some years. You understand? So I lived from South Philly to Cedarbrook to Yayton. Yeah. Yeah. South Philly, Cedarbrook, Yayton. Lived all over in Philly. Nothing got in my way. Nothing stopped me. I decided to drop out of school months before I could have just went on and graduated. I had things to do. I just retired in 2024 after 30 years of working in the field of human and social services. You never retire. Just like a cop. Cop reaches retirement. That's it. Listen, I was burnt on both ends. I was grinding so hard, I was burning a candle at both ends and started burning that thing in the middle. It was just time to got to sit down and just watch the magic. Elias, Luana, Sweet Andrea, Martin, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. So that's resilience. Cultivating a positive mindset, practicing self-care, and building a support network is essential. If you're trying to do some things, you need to reach out to people who are doing those things. Yeah, and I know everybody's not the most welcoming, but look at who you keep around you. What are you getting from them? What are you getting from them? They're taking everything from you. They're draining you, and you know it. All that we friends, now you're an adult. Stop that. Stop that. You're an adult. Take responsibility for your life, because all people are going to do is keep taking from you and keep taking from you, and you're going to keep giving because that's my homie. What about the things that you're trying to achieve? Can your homie help you with that? Okay, no, that don't mean you got to abandon your homie. It means you, the friend, has to set the example. You have to look at it as a challenge. You have to set the example and keep it moving. And if homie want to go with you, fine. If not, does that mean he's not homie anymore? Nah. It means it's time for you to shake off the boy. It's time for you to shake off the girl and go get it done. Plain and simple. Go get it done. And you're not going to get it done from the people you have around you. Get other people around you. Learn how to accept constructive criticism, right? Learn how to accept that you ain't there yet, right? I spent all of my life learning everything. Everything that you see me advertise that I do, I took the time to learn it. I didn't go to school for it, for none of this. Art, I went to school for commercial art. I'm a designer. Elaine, for you, the stuff you see back here, that's all me. The picture is pen and ink. It's another one over here, right? See what that one over here? Y'all can see it on TikTok. It's another one over there, right? Those are hand drawn. Yeah, they're smaller versions. These are posters. The tumblers you see back there, if you've been to the site, you've seen the jackets, the socks, the umbrellas, the shower curtains, right? That's what I do. Nobody taught me how to do none of this stuff. I keep myself. See, I don't like to be around a lot of folks. So if you're like me and who's pretty much solo, learn some of these things. If you're into music, Audacity is free. If you want to mix your music, right? I use most of the stuff when I started out, it's all free. I bought beats when COVID came. You can buy 30,000 beats for about $5. Well, it wasn't that cheap, but that's how I did my first beats for my first couple songs. Now I got Ableton 12, right? That happened. It came with a keyboard. I ain't never played an instrument in my damn life, but I bought the keyboard because I want to learn. I've stroked it a few times, right? I'm dug in with Ableton. Nobody taught me. I just started figuring out. I started reading instructions. Do you know how good it feels to sit down and read instructions and start doing things? You never fully learn it, like y'all with these phones. You'll never fully use this phone up to its full potential. Never. Never. It does more than answer, send text messages, and put stuff in your feeds on social media. The phone does so much more. And it has AI, so it got assistance and everything. Y'all worry about privacy? Only way you're going to be private if you live in a damn bubble. Stop with all of that. It's people out there who spend every waking moment, just like I learned this stuff, they spend every waking moment learning how to break the codes. That's what they do. I'm an open book. What the hell am I going to hide? For real. I want to hide like Adam, cover myself up. Where I'm not supposed to be out here like this. Oh, it's so shameful. Why you got some people who are uncovering, right? But we won't have that conversation today. I'm just simply saying that you hiding what? I keep what I need to keep in here. Because you got to keep that sharp. You got to be prepared for whatever may come. You ain't got to talk about it. You should be prepared for whatever may come. So next week, we're going to start talking about authenticity. See, authenticity, this is where you start coming into being yourself, not somebody else's idea of you, not the idea that you have formed of you from others, not based on the messages that you have been sent. Authentic. Be authentic. The way you see me here right now is the way you would see me in public. Right? People don't know how to take me. I would tell my staff jokes and they would sit there like, I mean, I'm just kidding about all that. Because, Mr. Lim, but I'm going to say this and we're going to conclude this show and we'll pick back up on authenticity. I go into a room like I own it. Like it's my damn room. Yeah. That's how I go into a room. Yeah. It's my damn room. Whoever's, hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? Yo, hey, yeah, looking. Yeah. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, hey, man, nice to meet you. What that, yeah. Sabir Aline, President, Daddy's Right Here, Incorporated, nonprofit family services organization that seeks to decrease father absenteeism. It's a pleasure meeting you, man. Right? You have to know the rules. That handshake is not just a, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? My name is Sabir Aline. I'm president of Daddy's Right Here, Incorporated, a nonprofit family services organization that seeks to decrease father absenteeism. You should check us out, man. Here, swipe this. That's how much time I got. The handshake. The handshake. And then when they give me the microphone, they find out, shit, I won't be speaking today. But it's a matter of saturating yourself with those things that are near and dear to your heart. If you are an auto mechanic, saturate yourself with everything all the time. Never stop. I told y'all, I started this human services, social services in 94. It wasn't until 98, 96, I started the academic thing. But here I am today. I told you I retired in 2024, June 2024. This is still saturating myself. Still saturating myself. Don't ever get to the point where I know it all. I don't need nothing. I am still educating myself. I'm still educating myself. I'm still sharpening that blade. I remember I told you about always being prepared. Always be prepared. Keep learning. Most of the stuff Dave was telling us about all of us, Black folk, are descendants of slaves. That's not true. All of us were not. Some of us were already here. Yeah. Learn for yourself. As always, I am your host, Sabir Aline. I appreciate your attendance. I'm trying to find something for you to listen to, huh? I appreciate your purchases. I appreciate you because there's so many other things that you could be doing 10 o'clock in the morning than listening to me. A whole lot of other things. So thank you very much for tuning in. Hey, join me tomorrow. Yeah. What happens on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday? Side spot. See you 10 tomorrow. Don't forget TikTok. March 1st, I won't be on here anymore doing these shows. Join my page, Sabir Lee. Thanks. This is one of those rides that goes until the wheels fall off. That's my wife. Certainly not for the faint-hearted or those who believe that turning the other cheek will be a deterrent. Captain Blue, what's happening? Thanks for tuning in. On God's creations, blaming the victims for their being victimized, hoping they'll continue standing on their weak principles, coward when they return to violate them. When you're living in the mouth of madness, and again, there's always something coming your way. Whether it's tunes, skips, flip, or strewn, rip, tsunami, or monsoon, it's inevitable in the course of a day. After a while, it all tastes the same. Stand in your lane is the name of this game. Never look back, it'll drive you insane. A nightmare for sure, chaos is theory. I just want to scream, but no one can hear me. Ooh, feel the devil burn. Ooh, feel the devil's burn. In this life, you don't get what you earn. Treat it like a dough now, everybody gets a turn. Ooh, feel the devil's burn. The name of the song is The Devil's Burn. Ooh, feel the devil's burn. I released this single last year. Parents' lives riddled with strife. And I still did 2 albums in 8 months. Then they bring into it a child. If you haven't heard my music, wanted to feel good, but check me out. Just one night, both understood, but one took flight. I thought you understood. What a life they gave me, pleading God come save me. Profess religion's words enslaved me. 3/5 of a man, they made me. Don't forget, y'all. I need you to check out those logos for Daddy's right here. It's 5 of them. Pick one. Was never my choice. Pick one. I need it. I can start putting the merchandise out. Hey, man, y'all give me something to do, every day, man. I'm so thankful for you guys showing up, whether you're on my YouTube station, whether you're on Facebook, or whether you're on TikTok. Just know, I will not be on TikTok doing this show live after the first of March. That'll be the last show. Right? Invite French Montana. French Montana, what's happening? Thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, listen. So, The Devil's Burn, again, was released in 2025. You can go all the way back to the first release of my music, right? November 2021. Sewing Made Easy and The Devil's Way. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see y'all tomorrow at 10. True knowledge they lack. They're merely babysitters for the capitalists, doing the bidding of the nationalists, basking in their passiveness. Damn socio-pacifists, also naive, just have to laugh at this. In the best interest of a child, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention how America's courts dishonor this, incarcerating parents because of positive piss. In a free world, again, legal cannabis, not a nightmare for them. A manufacturer's bliss. Ooh, feel the devil's burn. Ooh, feel the devil's burn. In this life, you don't get what you earn. Treat it like a dough now. Everybody gets a turn. Ooh, feel the devil's burn. Ooh, feel the devil's burn. Government does anything but treads on democracy, just running amok. Flee from insurgents, hotels get tough. Don't look now, he's back. You're out of luck. You're out of luck. Dictating the mood, house in session. The popular vote, the people's obsession. In 2028, no Democratic Party selection. Now remember, I told you all that. Ancestry soul, rock the stove, behold. Categorical deportation, the move was bold. Illegal transportation, hiding the hand is old. The majority plot, see the 14th Amendment brought, saving their slot, minority not now, sinking in, skin too thin to win. Ooh, feel the devil burn. Ooh, feel the devil burn. Ooh, feel the devil burn. The devil burn. Devil burn. We got a few more minutes. I'm gonna drop another one on you. It's time for the biggest model home event you hear. Yeah, let me get this. I meant to drop this before the commercial. So if you've never heard my music, do yourself a favor. Go to your favorite music streaming platform and enter in my name, Sabir Aleem. Right? You're going to hear everything from when it started in 2021 and everything to date. I just released God's in a Man's World. Line Up is, I'm going to play this and walk out the room. Line Up was album number 4. 2 albums in 8 months. Plus, I think I dropped 2 singles in the same period of time, right? They come into my head. I write them down, sit down, do beats, just like I did yesterday. I did, what's the day? Sunday, Friday, Saturday. No, Saturday, right. I get my days mixed up. That's what happens when you're retired, man. You just like, you lose track of days. I I just did a beat online live the other day. But anywho, I'm going to play lineup for you. Go check my music out. Please do yourself a favor. Everything that's in my music, you can watch the news at 5. Go find a song, one of my songs, and you'll find it. There won't be a viable 2028 candidate for the Democratic Party. I've been saying that. There is no one. There is no one. They're going to throw somebody out there for the Democrats. Right? Listen to my music, man. Nothing but the truth. Peace.
I bear witness there is no God worthy of worshiping except God himself. If you are not seeking to live in alignment with his will for mankind, you are most certainly living the devil's way, the devil's way, the devil's way, the devil's way, the devil's way.
I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all.
Talking about the devil.
I talk a lot about the devil. I was going to put line up on, but that's all right. No, it's not. I want to hear line up. There we go. This is what I want you to hear.
How many licks till you get to the center? How many licks until you let go and surrender? 6 feet under, again you're alone. House in the 6x9, stone to the bone. Just like them, saying they're not like us. Going down, both sides, chasing it down the trust. No faith in the creator, you search for a later. Walking the yard, love life, imitator. Love life, imitator. Secret society, not a secret at all. Holding secrets of society is how society falls. Secret society, not a secret at all. Holding secrets of society is how society falls. It's how society falls. Time being wasted on both sides of the fence. Public defenders free, victim of circumstance. Claim to be holding it down. Never home cake that found. A father, a son, phone time, not a sound. Caught the grandeur, false flash, you bad for. Rht, a metaphor, it stands for. Loved ones crying, one love's dying. Fraternal order, see I now spying. Now you're spying. Secret society, not a secret at all. Holding secrets of society is how society falls. Secret society, not a secret at all. Holding secrets of society is how society falls. It's how society falls. It's how they fall. It's how they fall. Choices you had, hold and fold and walk away. But don't cry now, because the man's bed delay. self-disclosure, running game, we know ya. Paper chaser, we told ya. Street life, we told ya. You're not a gangster, an affiliate prankster. You carry no clout, your own hoods against ya. Your own hoods against ya. Secret society, not a secret at all. Holding secrets of society is how society falls. Secret society, not a secret at all. Holding secrets of society is how society falls. It's how society falls.
The name of the song you're listening to is Snap, Crackle, Pop. On my recently released album, God in a Man's World. God's in a man's world.
Too smart for your own good, misunderstood by your own hood. Talking tough with a gun, wishing a nigga would. Masquerader of many, master none, not any. Intellectual intelligence, your own gun, your enemy. Internalized brothers, living the lives of others. A narrative, hope, hidden lies, the truth, your circle covers. From your high horse dismount, your turn for account. Like it or not, your spirit just rides. Like it or not, your spirit just rides. Secret society, not a secret at all. Holding secrets of society is how society falls. Secret society, not a secret at all. Holding secrets of society is how society falls. It's how society falls.
Yep, taking us right to the hour.
It's how society falls.
Listen, don't forget to tune in to Soft Spot tomorrow,
How they fall.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's Soft Spot. Tuesday and Thursdays are a lane for you. I got some jackets I'm working on this week. I'll be showing you one of the newer jackets I'll be working on as well. So listen, make sure you tune in. I'm working on the war ready jackets. I just posted the law enforcement jacket for police officers. This is a K9 jacket that I just released onto the website. I got another law enforcement jacket that I'm finishing up. So I'm probably going to do about 4 law enforcement, one for wife of law enforcement, female police officer, and another one, a male officer. So the one that's on there now is for K9. And then I'll be working on medical professionals, EMTs, nurses, doctors. I'm going to do probably about 3 of those. We're we're almost at the end of the new merchandise, because then I'm going to move into printing. So I'll be printing the merchandise for our pop-up shops and for our online selling. So I'll also be doing the home shopping network kind of thing. Once I start getting some more inventory, I'll be ordering more inventory. I got to show you the inventory that we have currently. We have inventory here. Got inventory behind me. I got to show you these bags. For those of you who haven't seen, yeah, this is a tote bag, man. Yeah, this is a tote bag, right? AKA dump bag. This is one of the tote bags. Got the leather handle, right? This is a big bag. This is one of the designs This is from the high maintenance collection, right? This is one of the designs. You see the design here, man, right? Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful, nice, solid bag. Beautiful design, right? Look at that. Yeah, look at the beautiful design, man. So yeah, this is one of the bags that we have here. Y'all know once I get started. And here's another one of the bags. Again, this is from the high maintenance collection, right? Yeah. Right. Listen, got the two hats over there. So I'll be ordering more merchandise to have in house. Got a pillow up there I just bought downstairs. So we'll be going over all that stuff on Tuesday. Tuesdays and Thursdays we do that. Check me out, Sabir Alim. I need y'all to go to the page, man. Go ahead and follow me because after March 1st, I will not be doing the Sauce Spot and Daddy's Right Here live on TikTok. I'll be doing the Alim for you on TikTok because this is actually where the shopping network is actually being established. I'm still waiting for TikTok to approve, alimforyou.net. They got the information, approved it as a business. I can't understand what the delay is with the approval for me to sell merchandise. I already have stuff in Instagram shop, Facebook shop the store, getting ready to fill up Amazon online store. Listen, getting some things worked out. I have somebody from Shopify, one of the experts, working on some things. People are getting to the finish line, but they're not crossing the finish line. So they're working on some things for me now. Matter of fact, I'm got to get ready, get with dude. So I can start having some money coming in. Right now it's lunch money, right? But I'm good. We got about 8 or 9 stores that were ready to go online. Yeah, right now, like I said, it's lunch money. Some weeks it's ramen noodles, but I'm good with that, man. It keeps me busy. I know it's going to blast. I know it's going to jump off. This is where all my energy goes. I've been an artist all my life, so this is just another one of those facets of me that I'm actually putting into place. So we're going to start making some money. We're going to start making some money, man. Just stay tuned. Thank you all for hanging in. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow at 10. Peace.